Hi friends, this is Purab here and welcome back to my channel Art is in my blood. I would like to start off this video by just speaking a little bit about what this video is all about. This video is basically focused on the basics of sketching. I want to tell you people what are the basic materials that you need to keep ready if you want to create a really good sketch and you want to start doing sketching on a very serious note. This stems from the fact that when I started sketching, I really didn't know what all to be used, and I had to learn it on the time, on the way. And a lot of things that I got to know later actually helped me in my sketches. But by that time, I'd actually spent a lot of time, making sketches which were not that great. So I want you to avoid that from happening to you, and that is the reason why I'm actually trying to create this video. This video will only focus on the materials to be used and the various mediums on sketching, but I will also have a different set of videos again on the background, on the basics of sketching, which would be how to do sketching, how to do shading, what are the various ways in which you can sketch, you can use smudging and other such tools. And once we are very clear about that, then we'll go further. So great. So let's dive directly into the video and let's see what is there. Okay. So when it comes to the basics of drawing, we need to understand that the biggest medium on which the drawing is based is the paper. Choosing the right drawing paper is the most critical aspect of any area of the sketch, right? Like in a movie, the best movie that you will find is generally the movie which has got the best script. Okay, script is the script is actually what precedes any kind of an acting or any kind of direction, etc. Okay, so as far as the papers are concerned, there are various types of papers which are available in the market today. One most important thing we need to understand is that we need to use artist papers. What I'm using right now is a 200 GSM paper which I'm using. This drawing book does not have any. So this drawing book does not have these papers, and this drawing book doesn't have any butter paper in between. It's a loss. It should ideally have butter paper because that helps in making the drawing permanent, and it prevents smudging, right? But you can use drawing books which come with butter paper. So if you see drawing books such as this, you will see there's a butter paper in between, and when you remove the butter paper, you have the actual drawing. It prevents the drawing from getting smudged from the paper next to it. Okay. Then coming to the pencils. Okay, when it comes to pencils, always remember that there are three types of pencils. Okay, one is a regular pencil, one is your charcoal pencil, and one is your graphite pencil. Okay, the difference between these is basically your regular pencils are used for regular sketches. When you want deeper blacks and you want a little more shine in those the blacks that you use, you will use your graphite pencils. They are extremely good. They've got a little darker shade than the others. And finally, charcoal pencils. Charcoal pencils are the epitome of dark sketching. I think the best dark sketches that you can make are using the charcoal pencils. So if you see one of the sketches which I have made is a charcoal, is a pure graphite, is a pure charcoal sketch. If you see this has been made purely with charcoal pencil, and it's got extremely great hues. The blacks are very, very deep, and that helps quite a bit. Okay, so when you start with the pencils, okay, the pencils start with H, which is hard. Okay, these are the categories of pencils. The first category of pencil which I used is the 2H pencil. Okay, so if you see, this is the 2H pencil which I am using. Okay, this is this is Camlin 2H pencil. 2H pencil I use for making my outlines. So if you see here, okay, if I'm making these, suppose if I'm making this, 2H becomes your lightest shade. Okay, even if I made some mistake in the drawing, it is easier to rub if I'm using a 2H. A little darker than that is the H which I use here. So if you see this same pencil, this is an H pencil. You see the difference when I sketch. Can you see the difference? One is darker, one is lighter, right? The next which comes is the is the HB pencil. Okay, HB pencil. Okay, now you're moving into serious, this HB pencil, now you're moving into serious, darker shades now. So if you see this, it's getting darker now, right? Then you come, the next after HB, you come to 2B. Check this out. Okay, obviously the range is much larger. I am using just random, shades which are darker than each other. So 2B. See, that's your 2B now. After 2B comes 4B. So if you see 4B, okay, 4B is the next shade which comes. Okay, if I start shading with 4B, you will realize it's a very, very dark shade. Check this out. Saw this? Then finally comes 6B. 6B is one of the darkest shades you will find. Right? So depending upon what kind of shades you want, you can see from your, so if you see from your 2H to H to HB to 2B to 4B to 6B. You can also see the different types of, the charcoal, the graphite pencils. So if you see, this is a 4B graphite pencil. See. Okay, let's make it next to the 4B regular pencil and see the difference in the shades. Okay, so the difference you will see is that it will be a little darker and it's also far more thicker material. So you will have less amount of material which will come out here. See 4B. Then if you see, this is larger. This is now 7B. Again graphite pencils. So if you see 7B here, you see this? Much more darker. So this is 7B. Now, we also have things such as charcoal pencils. If you see charcoal pencils, this is now a soft charcoal pencil which I have. If you see this, this is a charcoal pencil. It's a soft charcoal. So if you see, if I make this here, and you see the difference, it's so dark, the shade is so nice. Okay, some people also, but charcoal pencils obviously are very difficult to use. You will need a lot of practice to make charcoal pencils or even graphite pencils for that matter work. So for any beginner, you should always start with the regular pencils, which is 2B to 6B, which I spoke about, right? So that is as far as the pencils are concerned. Let's move on to another very important aspect, which is known as erasers. Okay, so you need to erase your drawings from various points of time, right? So the first eraser, the first thing that you will need would be, a soft eraser, a regular eraser. Okay, it could be any eraser that is available in the market. Okay, a soft eraser basically helps you erase larger areas. So if you see this, helps me erase the larger areas. Okay. Next comes your kneadable eraser. If you see this, see, just check this out. This is a kneadable eraser. What is the benefit of a kneadable eraser? I can actually point it, exactly sharp point, and I can actually rub only parts of the drawing, like this. See, you see this? Just a small part of it I have just rubbed. See, right? Or here, see. Okay, so that's the benefit of a kneadable eraser. Sometimes your sketch is so complicated and so full of various shades and everything that you need a very, very thin eraser. This is where the kneadable eraser actually comes into the picture, right? The other very important item that you can use, and it's a very useful item, is an eraser pencil. See, check this out. This is an eraser pencil. Okay. The benefit of this eraser pencil is that it's harder in terms of within the to actually erase the sketch, than a kneadable eraser. A kneadable eraser can be used for making very, very thin lines of erasion. Here it will be far more in your control. So if you see this, I'm just trying to make a line around this. See, you see this? So very, very thin shades of erasers that when you want to use, you can actually use the eraser pencil. Okay, the next most important item that we would generally use would obviously be a smudger. Okay, so there are various thickness of smudgers that we have. See this. A smudger basically is a piece, are papers which are rolled into one, and it will help in making the colors that you've made, the shades that you've made. It will help in making them very, very aligned and very, very thick. It will have that luster it will create. Okay, so I'll show you how to do this. See, now for example, I will start by doing a sketch here. Here, have a look at this. This is a 4B pencil, 6B pencil that I'm using. See, I have just created a shade. Okay, this shade itself is not looking bad at all. Okay, it's looking good. But then if you see here, there are certain places inside which are still white. Okay, when I want to smudge this, okay, these will become very, very clear. You see, now I'm using this smudger and I'm just rubbing it over the sketch that I have made. See this? See this? Can you see this? See the difference? How it was before and how it is now? This is the benefit of a smudger. Sometimes you have a line. For example, you have a shadow like this, right? You want the shadow. Suppose you have a shadow, right? Now you want to have this shadow to be cast, a light shadow of this to be cast on the above part of it, right? So you just take the smudger, right, and start. See. See what happened? It's slowly grading itself into the paper there. So it looks as if it's the shadow is gradually reducing. It also helps you in giving the impression of a curve, which is also there, So now that's your smudger. Okay, so we've talked about the paper, we've talked about the pencils, we've talked about the eraser, and we've now talked about the smudger. What else is important? Okay, the other thing which I use pretty often is obviously you need to have a scale. So most of the times you will need a scale to create your grid lines, because when you draw an outline of a product, you will not find it easy to make the outline without the grid lines. So especially faces, your body structures, etc. The body structure and the overall proportions will be better if you use grid lines. That's where the scale is very, very helpful. Okay, one more item which you will need would be a pencil extender. See this? A pencil extender is basically, for example, I have this 4B pencil which has almost got over. Check this out. This is a 4B pencil. Okay, it's almost over. It is finished. Now it's very difficult to use this and make your sketch. So what you do is just take this down, put the pencil inside, and take this up and tighten it. Now your entire pencil is ready. Now you can use this for all your drawings. See this? So that's a pencil extender. Pencil extender is also very, very important aspect of pencil sketches. Okay, a lot of people will see what is a big deal about it, but if you look at it, it's a very, very helpful accessory to have. Another very helpful accessory to have is a good sharpener. Okay, so if you see a good sharpener, what is the highlight of a good sharpener? First, it should be sharp and it should be able to make proper it should be able to sharpen the pencil well. But then many pencils are of different thickness. It actually pushes. So if you see, I have the sharpener with me, the sharpener actually has 4 holes. If you see 1, 2, these are the 2 holes for 2 different size of pencil. And if you turn it around, you have another 2 holes which are relatively smaller than the other 2 holes here. So there are 4 types of holes in this sharpener. That is something which will be, is very, very helpful when you are actually, having different types of pencil. Like a charcoal pencil will have a different thickness. A regular pencil will have a different thickness. Okay, even your pencil eraser will have a very different thickness. So depending upon the type of the thickness, you can use the sharpener. So sharpeners are also very critical. You can get all these materials in any professional artist shop. Okay, and finally, after your entire sketch is over, okay, for example, if I give an example here, see, if this is my sketch, okay, this is my final, this is the sketch that I have, okay. If I have this sketch is over, okay, if I continue to preserve this just in the book as it is, the entire set of shadings that I have done here, I have a look at the shadings which are there inside, right? Various, these are various scales, the top, the back of the turtle, etc. These are all shades which have been made. Now these shades will get smudged into the next paper out here. So how do I prevent this? When I want to permanently safeguard and I know that I'm not going to make any changes to this sketch anymore, I will use a fixative spray. Okay, this is also, I think, a Camlin product which is there. So this is a fixative spray. A fixative spray, basically you just spray this on the sketch, leave it for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then spray it again. So maybe put some 2 or 3 coats over this, and this will then become smudge free. It will become permanent. Nobody can change this sketch anymore. It will have a layer of this fixative on it, basically. Okay, so that's the biggest benefit, and that helps you in actually preserving the artifact. Okay, so finally, so these are the various materials that we used in sketching. Thank you very much for watching. In the next videos, in the next series of videos, I will be focusing on multiple things. So if you see, the first focus that I will have would be obviously on layering techniques within shading, on sketching techniques, on making shadows, on making, on depicting depth, and also, merging and smudging, a little bit of an information about how to merge, smudge, etc. And once we go through with all these basics, then we will get into specifics in terms of like, human sketching, animal fur sketching, or 3-dimensional sketching, etc. and all of this. Okay, so once again, I'm very, very glad that, I've been able to get this opportunity to explore and explain this entire sketching exercise in front of you. And it's been a great a journey of sketch so far. And I hope that you like it, and I hope that you keep watching my channel. Once again, before I stop, please subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon, so you will keep on getting notified about other educational videos on sketching that I will keep on posting. Thank you very much.